Hey everybody. Just a few things my man needs to know about me. I'm doing this so my man knows what to expect from me if he ever finds this video. See, I own about 8, maybe 9 knives now. I got another pocket knife, another camel one for Christmas Eve, and see that my room is filled with beetle stuff, and hopefully he can get used to that. But I'm also sometimes a little harsh because, it just sometimes comes out accidentally, and, I don't expect it to happen. Let's see. Sometimes, I feel like my life is pretty miserable because, sometimes it does feel miserable and I feel like I can't go on anymore. That's kind of where Holy Water by Big and Rich seems to be like the song for the moment. Sometimes it doesn't last very long, sometimes it lasts a while, usually about half an hour to a couple hours, maybe half a day. Sometimes I have those spurts, but I bet everybody probably feels the same way. Another thing is that sometimes my moods are a little out of balance, so I'm pretty fragile on the days where I'm all moody and stuff, So you probably better be careful on, what you say and which buttons you press, because, I may be sensitive enough that day, to where, might burst into tears, just out of nowhere. So that's one thing you should probably expect from me is, the days where I'm pretty fragile in all my moods. I think, I like to, feel wanted, and when I'm having those sad moments, where I'm just sad and, easy to burst into tears. I like it if you're there to comfort me, in weird way. In ways, I have my certain ways I like to be comforted, some days I'd like to be left alone, and some days I'd like to be held, until I feel better. Other days, it's if you say something that makes me want to punch you, I'll probably be making a face that says so. Other than that, normally I'm fine with what, if people say, as long as it doesn't make me want to punch them in the face or beat the heck out of them, Someday, that's kind of what happens when I'm reading my book, I Me Mine. There's a couple of parts where I want to punch Georgie, and other moments it's I want to punch whoever else he mentioned, all the bad moments. The security guards, he described them as big, tall, short-sleeved, and as gorillas. So, and they searched their bags, it was basically a beetle's privilege that, they didn't get their bag checked. So it just made me want to punch those big gorillas no matter how big they were. They're probably I mean, he didn't say specifically how tall they were, but I can guess they were pretty tall. I mean, Georgie's about 5'9". The internet says 5'10", but he was an inch shorter than John, so 5'9", which is about the height of my dad. So I'd be up to his shoulder if he was standing right next to me. But back to, what my man should know about me. Sometimes, let's see. Well, one about 3 guns right now. 1 shotgun and 2 rifles. One's a bigger caliber than the other for my rifles. My shotgun is a 22 gauge, I think. I can't even remember. Well, yeah. 22 gauge, and my dad's is like a 12 gauge. Just apparently he wanted some since I had such a womanly figure, which is weird. I hit puberty I think about 12 years old, even though that seems a little weird, and my man wouldn't want to know that. Sorry, I'm adjusting my shirt. Still wearing my back brace. To be honest, wearing my back brace under my shirt is very uncomfortable. So as it makes my skin turn red, because it's rubbing up against my skin and pinching it a little bit. But let's see what else. See, I'm up to 9 blankets right now, and managed to sleep with all of them on last night. Except for, I woke up about middle of the night and had my Merry Christmas blanket on the floor, so I must have shoved that one off sometime in the middle of the night. So, and I have some stuffed animals. Let's see. I think a couple of them I had since 16 years ago. Almost 17 now. Gotta wait a couple of months to open up more presents. But those next couple of months is gonna go by fast. To be honest with you, December already. This year went by pretty fast too. It seemed summer vacation was pretty short, to be honest with you. That's why I said I seemed to have a pretty little bit of a rough first semester on my video from last night. Which I did, I think the couple weeks after, school started, I got stuck in quarantine. So then I was behind, then went home that one day because apparently I must have been tired or something. And here, the past weekend and week, got sick again. So it was a bit of a bumpy first semester, Seems like always the first semester of the school year I get sick. Well, except this past school year, I got sinus infection and I was gone for a couple of days. It was towards the end of the school year, Well, the first time it wasn't, an infection, but the second time I got, which was probably about a couple of weeks after I first came down with my sinus deal. But other than that, there's nothing else my man should know about me. Can't really think of anything right now. But, and summer vacation seemed to went by fast too, because as I mentioned, some days it feels like the last day of school was yesterday, and now it's the end of first semester, and so first semester was a little rough with me, especially grade-wise, English was the only place I had problems, you know. Normally I'm pretty good at English, but it was a pretty rough semester for English. Normally, but I think it was because I was mostly sick and, you know, didn't like getting stuff done. But, you know, second semester shouldn't be too much of a problem because, you know, have, you know, midwinter breaks to look forward to. And, you know, I think hopefully this year we'll go up to Rapid. You know, I can't remember what we did last year, if we went up to Rapid or not for my birthday. Pretty much that's what we went up there for. Besides midwinter break. But apparently YouTube won't let me post long videos until I put my number